The house on Wraithwood Lane. The house had been abandoned for 20 years. At least, that's what the townsfolk always said. I never believed in ghost stories, not until the night I decided to step inside Wraithwood House. Everyone in Ashford grew up with the legend, a Victorian mansion at the end of Wraithwood Lane, its windows blackened by dust, its roof sagging like a rotting tooth. People whispered about screams that bled into the night, about lights flickering in windows where no one lived. They said the family that owned it disappeared one winter evening. Supper still hot on the table. No trace was ever found. I was 22, home from college, bored and restless. My friends dared me. Spend one night inside, and we'll buy you a keg. I told myself I was doing it for the free beer, but truthfully, I wanted to prove everyone wrong. The night was moonless, the air thick with fog when I walked up the cracked driveway. The iron gate yawned open like a jaw. My flashlight's beam shook in my hand as I pushed open the swollen wooden door. It groaned like it was protesting. The smell hit me first. Mildew, rot, and something faintly metallic like old pennies. Dust swirled in my light. The entryway was grand once, with a chandelier hanging in skeletal pieces. A staircase climbed into shadow, its banister wrapped in cobwebs. I told myself, take a picture, prove you were here, and get out. I snapped a photo, the flash bright against the gloom. When I checked my phone, my stomach tightened. In the photo just behind me stood a figure, pale, indistinct, like smoke, wearing the outline of a man. I spun around. Nothing, just shadows. I told myself the dust had made a trick of the light, but I couldn't shake the sense that I wasn't alone. The house creaked as I walked. Wallpaper peeled in long strips like shedding skin. Every doorway seemed to breathe darkness. I wandered into what must have been the dining room. The long oak table was still set, plates cracked, silverware dulled with tarnish. One chair had been pulled back, as if someone had just stood up. A sound came then, light, deliberate. Footsteps above me. Hello? My voice cracked. The steps paused, then continued, slower, heavier. I forced myself up the staircase, each step moaning under my weight. At the top, a long corridor stretched both ways, lined with doors. My flashlight flickered, then steadied. The nearest door was slightly open. Inside was a bedroom, small, with a child's bed still dressed in faded sheets patterned with moons. Toys lay scattered on the rug. A doll with glassy eyes, a wooden horse missing its legs. And then the doll blinked. I stumbled back, heart hammering. The eyes, dull and dead one second, seemed wet and alive the next, following me as I retreated. The door slammed shut on its own, rattle in the frame. I ran. I didn't care about the keg, about pride. I wanted out. But when I reached the staircase, the way down was gone. The steps ended in a solid wall of plaster, as if the house had rearranged itself. My throat dried as I turned. The corridor stretched longer than before, impossibly long. At the far end, in the sickly glow of my flashlight, stood a man. He was tall, with hollow eyes and a grin too wide, his face warped like melted wax. His body twitched with sharp, jerky movements, as though his joints weren't put together right. He raised a hand, and with a voice like broken glass whispered, "Stay!" I bolted, throwing open doors, desperate for a window. Every room led to another corridor, another staircase, looping back on itself like a maze. The air thickened, humming with whispers. Words formed in them, my name, again and again, hissing from the walls. Finally, I found myself in what must have been the master bedroom. The four-poster bed was intact, though the sheets were black with mold. A cracked mirror leaned against the wall. My reflection looked wrong, its eyes bloodshot, its mouth moving, though I was silent. "Don't leave me," it mouthed. I smashed the mirror with my flashlight. The glass splintered, and from the shards spilled dark liquid, thick and warm, pooling at my feet. Blood. I stumbled back and hit the bed. The mattress writhed, sagging, as though something inside it was trying to claw free. The whispers grew louder, a chorus now, pleading and angry. The temperature plummeted, my breath fogging the air. Then silence. I turned. The man stood in the doorway again, closer this time. His grin stretched ear to ear. Behind him, other shapes gathered, a woman in a decayed dress, a child holding that blinking doll, a dozen more, faces gaunt and eyes black. I backed against the wall, my flashlight dimming. "What do you want?" I choked out. The man tilted his head, bones cracking. "We want you to stay. The house is hungry." The floor split open. Darkness gaped beneath me, sucking at my legs. I clawed at the wall, but cold hands seized my arms, pulling me down. The faces swirled above me, grinning, whispering. The last thing I saw before the dark swallowed me was the dining room table again, candles lit, fresh food steaming, and a new chair pulled back, waiting for me. No one found me after that night. My car sat abandoned at the end of the lane, keys still in the ignition. The townsfolk whispered that Wraithwood House had claimed another soul, and if you walk past the mansion now, sometimes you'll see a figure in the window, a pale young man with wide, terrified eyes, still trying to get out. My story is over. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.